I call you, you tak answer. You kata you keluar pergi dinner. You kata you keluar dengan kawan you. But when I called Tommy, he said it wasn't true.
Code switching. We see code switching happen every day in our lives, and as Malaysians or a person who is living in Malaysia, it's impossible to not witness the act of code switching or code mixing at all.
You tak ada lagi lah, I jadi gila.
Code switching is the practice of moving back and forth between two languages or between two dialects or registers of the same language at one time. So, this happens more within a conversation than in writing. Code switching is mostly used within bilingual and multilingual communities. That's why we see a lot of code switching happening in Malaysia, in our everyday lives, in movies, in television, in our music, and in our poetry. But we don't just witness this happening, we do it too.
Back in 2010, in the D-A-Team movie, instead of tank to kereta kebal, it was tank to tangki. And you were the ones who translated melody to melody when there's such a word as irama, or lyrics to lyric when there's such a word as seni kata. And you were the ones who coined the term bahasa jiwa bangsa.
So do you well mix the language when you meet different people?
Yeah, of course. Like, it doesn't matter who are there. When I speak to them, I tend to miss out the languages. Like when I speak to my friends, like, you know, in Malay we call it as bahasa rojak. Yeah.
So why do we code switch or code mix when we have our own beautiful language? 1. It's an unconscious reaction. Most of the time, we don't even realize that we are code switching. It just simply comes out.
From the internal program that we conduct before this, saya banyak kaji, banyak observe, banyak buat peneliti, khususnya listening. What is the reason? I don't know why. What is the main reason? Why? Sebab kamu I observe sangat. Selepas tu saya buat TOT, always observe semua. Discussion, always having discussion with.
2. We want to fit in. Fitting in a society or a group means speaking their language. Not being able to speak the language of the group makes you feel left out and a bit odd.
Asyik speaking je.
I tak faham. Cuba kau cakap BM elok-elok sikit. Nanti cikgu bagilah komen kita orang.
Itulah pasal. Ni tak. Asyik speaking je. Kau ingat kau Saleh? Menyampah aku tengok kau ni. Pergilah melukis sorang-sorang kat sana.
That's right, banana.
Number 3. We want to get something. If you can pull off the right accent in the right context, you can get all kinds of favors.
You dengar cakap ini perempuan, cisa.
Apa cisa ni?
Tak ada, aku cakap baik hati. Suka campur gaul dengan orang bahasa lain. Boss, you got VCD with Takeshi Kamishiro now.
Number 4. We want to say something in secret. Sometimes having another language that you're fluent in makes you able to hide secrets from other people who don't understand the language.
在跟我们讲话，不要理他。Kenapa asyik dia pada kita je?
Entah, biarlah dia.
Number 5. It helps us convey thoughts. Sometimes we don't know how to express certain words or terms or feelings that we want to actually say in one language. So we tend to switch or we mix the language in order for people to understand and put it in the conversation so that people feel it the way we feel it.
Cakap macam orang tak apa, pelajaran langsung. One day it's going to get you into trouble, baru pada muka kau.
Me? You mean I'm gonna get into trouble?
Yes.
You know how many of our...
Remember how I mentioned code mixing before? What is code mixing actually? Well, both code mix and code switch are hybrids or switching between two or more languages within a phrase, clause, or sentences. Some use code switch and some use code mix interchangeably, especially those who study in the linguistics field, or maybe us in the future. The main difference between code switch and code mix can be summarized as so. Code switching happens intentionally as expression, personal style, or a little bit of flavor.
Enough, Mama! Enough!
Code mixing is something speakers might do unintentionally simply because they don't know the correct phrase or word to use within that sentence. Sometimes they're probably not fluent in that language, so they tend to mix in the language. There is simply no escape from code mixing or code switching in Malaysia. We live in such a diverse country with so many races and so many beautiful, beautiful languages.
End of our story.
And we can't just be fluent in one language because we tend to express ourselves in each other ways. Sometimes when we're angry, we'll speak a little bit of Hokkien. Sometimes when we're happy, we'll speak a little bit of Tamil. And that's okay because that colorful us is a colorful Malaysia.
Tommy. Kantoy.